Gen V is back in a major way with the first 3 episodes of season 2. And before we get into recapping, we just want to let you know that we will be here all season with all the episode recaps. So if you're a fan of The Boys and Gen V and whatever they come up with next, make sure you hit the subscribe button for more and check out the playlist of previous episode recaps that we've done for both shows. All right, we're here. Episodes 1 through 3 just got dropped this week. Quite a bit to talk about. So first of all, Marie, being the central character for so long and now a part of Project Odessa. She is Odessa. She is Neo in the Matrix. She is the one.
Yeah, except, yes, she is. Empirically, she is. She's the focus. It's just, I would say this. There are certain creators who I am perfectly comfortable with if I never see them do another black character. And I am inching my way towards being that way about Mr. Kripke. And I'll tell you why, right? Like, you think about some of those characters that you just named. I think that she even says it in episode 3. She calls herself, "Oh, I'm not the chosen one." Is like Harry Potter or Neo in the Matrix, right? Yeah. The one thing that is missing from Maria in comparison to those 2 other characters is her agency. All last season, she was being guided. And you can chalk that up to, okay, she's stepping in. She just got out of this weird-ass foster home. She in college now. She's just now making friends. Like, you know, maybe she's not in the most strong or confident position to be making decisions for herself. Mm. And so we start off season 2 with her on the run. She's deciding that she doesn't want to go back to Godolkin, but wait, here's Starfire, here's Emma, Starlight, Starlight and Starfire. This is not Teen Titans. Starlight and Emma and goddamn, who else went in? Jordan or whatever. Basically browbeating her into coming back to school. Mm-hmm. Right. Yep. And you know, giving her morality ties about what she should be doing.
When all she wants to do is find her sister.
When she just wants to find her sister. I don't like how she continues to be small in comparison to some of the other characters, right? When they're dealing with Kate, you feel Kate's presence. Right? They have to be hyper vigilant. They have to react at a moment's instant because Kate's powerful. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Sam, right? They walk on eggshells around Sam because they know how powerful he is. Mm-hmm. Well, we know as a viewing audience that Maria is more powerful than both of them. Except if you weren't watching this as a TV show, if you were probably in the show living it, you would think that Maria was one of the weakest characters there.
Sure. Yep.
They don't give her the feats. They don't give her the shows of strength, right? Now, I will say in terms of hand-to-hand combat, it's picked up a little bit here in the early parts of the season, right? Mm-hmm. She's learning to use her powers differently. They're starting to push back on some of the simple tropes that they were going with in the first season, right? Like she has to cut her hand every time to do it. I think I even brought this up in the reviews last time. It's like it's a very limited way of her using her powers. Yeah. And if she is this dynamo that she is, we should start venturing into new ways that she can be innovative and using her powers.
Sure.
And so that's why I appreciated the scene with Cipher so much, where he's like, why the fuck are you harming yourself? Why are you cutting yourself? Well, and she like, well, nah, you know, I just do it because it's easy. And in my mind, I'm like, well, if blood is the way is your main weapon, why not use theirs? Now, if I'm Marie and I know if I have any training in hand-to-hand combat, I'm going to start training to start making little nicks to open them up so that I can use your blood, not mine.
Yeah.
Right? And I never even, well, I did, but it never really got addressed like that in the show about how she was, you know, harnessing her powers. Mm-hmm. And so, and this may happen by mid-season. It may happen at the later stages of the season. I'm just saying where we're at right now, she's still being written as this feeble character, almost like a character that needs the motivations of others to rise to the occasion, as opposed to a true chosen one who shows their feats while they're making their ascensions. They don't necessarily need to be pushed or poked and prodded. When Harry Potter cast the Patronus spell out there in the Wicked Forest, he thought that was his father on the other side guiding him on. No, that was just him watching himself. Mm-hmm. Right? When Neo fights Agent Smith for the first time, didn't nobody need to drag his ass to that fight. He did it on his own, of his own volition. He found it within himself. I'm finding it a little bit off-putting that she needs to be so much outwardly motivated to get to her dominance, because that doesn't feel like a chosen one to me.
I'll give the slightest bit of bail, and I can only give this slight bit of bail because we didn't see this on the screen. So how much can we really give this credit towards what you're referring to? But she did break out of the prison, and she was the only one that was able to effectively.
And we haven't seen it.
Prison. That's my point.
I have the same. And I'm glad you brought up that scene, because this all started with me saying, like, I'd rather he not do black characters, right? Mm-hmm. So, Chance Perdomo, obviously tragic loss. Mm-hmm. Andre, his character, obviously now is not going to be in the series, and they had to find a way to go out. Mm-hmm. So they make him go out like a hero, and they don't show us it. He has this big hero-like moment trying to break the kids out of the prison, and we don't give him that.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's something that stuck with them. Obviously, that's a hero's moment. Mm-hmm. You dying, trying to save the ones you love.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it. We're not going to show the hero's moment.
And we're going to talk about it all season.
No, and that's okay to a certain degree, I guess, because this is a personal thing, right? Mm-hmm. Same time, how are we trying to honor these characters? If Chance is a hero, if Andre is a hero, let us see him going out as a hero. If he's going to be remembered as a martyr, let's see him being martyred.
But we also know in this case why we couldn't do that.
How hard of it would have been to have another actor showing him trying to move the door and just he never turns around.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's we're getting halfway there of building up black heroes, and then we just kind of stop.
Yeah. That's fair.
It's like, oh, cool. We got a father and son hero duo at Godolkin and Gen V. They have a debilitating disease that kills them every time they use their power.
Yeah.
Now, it would nobody else in this damn series we could have gave that shit to. Again, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. Yes, we picked a black woman to be the antagonist or the protagonist of the story, but then she doesn't have any agency. She doesn't do anything for herself. She barely makes any decisions for herself because she's the moral compass of the group, and she's not. Right? No. Even when we get to the point of her romance with Jordan, I'm continuously confused on whether or not they're trying to split up this situation so Maria can be with someone else who doesn't crash out on her so often. But then they make it okay after the fact, and they just end up having Marie give more of herself. You know what I mean? So they're arguing, they're back and forth. Marie had just told Jordan that she loved him, and then he freaks out, and then they talk about it the next day, and he like, you shouldn't say that to the first of all,
that
fam,
crazy.
How many opportunities do you get to tell this woman that ain't what you're supposed to be saying to me? Mm-hmm. How many opportunities are you going to get? And then is it right for her to just accept that he was finally able to get around to it?
Yeah.
Right before he go up on the stage and undercut her, and now she's the new protagonist of the story because she's the one who told the truth about all the happenings that are going on at Godolkin. Should that not have been Marie?
That absolutely
should that not have been Marie?
1,000%.
To go out there and make that move. Who's the leader? If she's Project Odessa and she's the weapon, why, I guess, and again, this is very early on in the season, so it could be setting us up for something. Mm-hmm. But right now, as I see it, she's the protagonist still riding in the co-captain seat. I've seen Emma pop out and be a leading force for the team. I've seen Jordan pop out and be a leading force for the team. I see the angle that they have going on with Kate being a main storyline. Right now, we have a B plot of Marie still trying to chase down her sister, and now they're trying to position her as the main focus of the entire series, which is fine, but you're going to have to start repositioning some of the decision making and giving her the power to make some of those decisions, and things just not happening to her for happening's sake, and things just not happening to her because other people decided that they needed to happen for her. You know what I'm saying?
I see where that angle could happen between her and Cipher, where Cipher believes that he's going to be the one that leads her because, you know, obviously he knows she's the weapon. He's been there her entire life. But then once she gains the power over Cipher, she pretty much runs everything. But I don't know how that's going to happen. And I don't know when that's going to happen. And there's no indication yet that that's going to happen.
And the reason why I'm skeptical is because of how they presented characters like Mother's Milk or what's the super smart chick in The Boys that just showed up?
I forgot her name.
The black chick that ended up having sex with Deep, of all people. You know what I'm saying? I'm the smartest person in the world, and I spend my time sleeping with Deep. Or taking orders from Homelander without any type of ulterior motive, without playing three-dimensional chess.
Sister Sage.
How they are writing these characters, they are simultaneously some of the most intelligent characters on the show, but they're also frequently the butts of the joke. They're also frequently being outdone by lesser intellectual figures. Hey, bro, I would rather you just not do them. I'd rather you not have us in here and just do your thing otherwise. Because again, it just feels like it's very difficult for you to write these characters.
That contrasts quite a bit with this pseudo MAGA Nazi rhetoric that they've got going on with Homelander and
the whole humans checking into Godolkin with their human passes around their neck. I feel like a lot of studios are finding a way to talk about the current genocide going on in the Middle East without just coming out and talking about it. And I guess a lot of people would call that brave. When over 500,000 people have died in a sustained campaign, I would say it's probably, for that type of rhetoric, a little too late.
Oh,
little
for sure.
too little, little too late.
1,000%. But people were afraid to say anything before.
No, I get it, but that ain't getting it. That ain't getting it. Like I get where they were going. I completely get where they're going. I understand. No, it's a little too little, too late.
Yeah. But even in the sense of like Cipher telling the heroes that they are they're not students, they're soldiers, and just, you know, obviously Homelander's whole shit it's giving very much a continuation of Homelander, and everything he got going on is basically Trump and either MAGA or Nazism in some way, shape, or form.
I'm also trying to figure out with Cipher whether or not he is honest about his motivations, because honestly, if he was really trying to prepare Soups for a soup human civil war, I mean, he doesn't necessarily have the worst idea. Starting at Godolkin to start training, right. But then again, he was at Elmira. So it's kind of like he hasn't truly declared his intentions yet. We don't know whether or not he actually believes in the stuff we're talking about with the, you know, the pro soup stuff, or if he's just another Vought puppet. We haven't gotten that clear just yet.
Yeah.
But I do think that he has motivations even outside of those two, right? Whether or not it's purely for the soup race or purely at Vault's direction, I do think he has his own personal tinge in there. You can kind of feel it when he's communicating with some of the students early on in some of these episodes. It's like, all right, some of this feels personal. Like some of this feels like it's not just directive given to him. Like he actually believes in some of the stuff he's saying. So
yeah,
I want to see how his character unravels and even what his powers are. If you notice, he was able to resist the push from Kate because she did touch him.
Mm-hmm.
She touched him, and he was able to resist it long enough to get her hand away from him and into that the blender.
Yeah.
So he has some sort of power set that allows him. Well, I don't know. I don't want to theorize too much because he hasn't shown us much.
Sure.
But I think he has an upper level power set because he's very comfortable interacting with some of the other soups.
Well, I mean, even if at some level he's probably had some interaction with V, so there's something there. There has to be something there.
Oh no, he's a soup. He's definitely a soup. He has to be. The campus is all soup now, except for the workers.
Right.
Staff is soups. Students, dean.
Kate got smacked upside her head, and now she's lost her powers. So that's going to be an interesting play for the rest of the season. Given hopefully she doesn't get her powers back, but we don't know.
In which we should be even. Like it shouldn't even be no beef. For real, shouldn't be no beef. You put us in a damn torture rack. I was trying to get you off of me so that you wouldn't push me.
Yeah,
didn't want to kill you. Right now, here's again some of that agency thing that I was talking about. Heroes do not kill. Heroes do not allow innocence to die. And why Kate is not necessarily a pure figure in this instance, in this situation, she wasn't innocent. And so letting her die is an evil thing. How Jordan gets to instruct Maria not to save Kate and then be the hero at the end of episode 3 is frustrating.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying. Who is the protagonist here? Who is the hero of this story? Is it Maria? Then y'all gonna have to push some of this Jordan shit to the background. It's confusing that you allow him to be him, they, her, to be a dick to Maria Moreau, right? And then somehow end up being the moral compass at the end of the day.
Sure.
She's doing this whole thing where she like blaming Maria for Andre dying in the first 2 episodes. And then by the second episode, she ends up being the one that gets apologized to and getting the skins. What is the story that you're telling? I did appreciate her telling the handler that she's not trans. I was like, duh. Thank you. Sure. They're like, thank you for saying that shit. Like, that is not what that is. But yeah, confusing motivations. Now, to talk about what we were talking about earlier, I am getting tired of seeing penises on this show. And not just in a general sense of, hey, I didn't turn on Gen V to see a fucking dick. But in the sense that they go out of their way to preserve female nudity. They don't show it. Hasn't been an areola in damn 15 episodes of Gen V. And yet, when it's time for a male to be naked, it's dick slinging all over the damn screen and almost to an uncomfortable proportion. Like, you would have thought at some point after you got the zoom in shot of some old man's junk in a locker room that we'd get off of it. But he lingers and then he lingers and then he keeps showing it to you. And then in the next scene, 10 minutes later, somebody's going to be crawling out of a grown man's butt. And it's like, bro, okay. It's one thing to take the ultra equality, feminist standpoint of it and say, hey, women have been subjected to sexual objectification and network television for this long. It's the man's turn, right? It's a whole nother thing to not even show a nipple on a woman, but be showing full frontal nudity constantly on men. I don't know if there's a larger female or LGBTQ audience than what was thought traditionally, but it sure seems to be the run-of-the-mill young to middle-aged heterosexual male type content, at least to what I've ascertained.
Sure.
So why there are so many penises on the screen, I don't understand. It's like getting to the point of uncomfortability. Like if I can't watch your shows without cringing, I think the whole punk rock or whatever he likes to call the boys and Gen V, maybe we're going a bit overboard, bro. Like, we just did this in the last season of The Boys, where it was like some of these scenes aren't watchable. And so if that's what I'm in for Gen V, boy, okay, all right. I don't know why it's necessary. There are other things to do for shock value than wieners.
Sure. No, I get it. I feel like I've run into that situation with Game of Thrones at times, but you also see female nudity in
Game of Thrones is just like, okay, well, these are human beings. They having sex. Okay, cool.
Right. It's a little different. This is like...
With Gen V, you watching people get ejaculated on. You got men crawling inside of an actual penis. Like, it's too much.
It's different.
There's too much going on, and it's only in one direction. Like, the women aren't cringing about the way that they're shown on that show.
But I think what he thinks, because I don't agree with this, but I think he thinks it's humorous. It's funny. I'm doing this as a joke. It's a shock joke.
Well, yes, nudity is funny for everybody, but when it's only for men, now I'm starting to think, well, why do you think dinglings are so funny? You got something to tell us, Kripke?
He's a white guy, though. They are obsessed with dicks. So
I'll leave that where it is. I'm just saying, it's off-putting at times.
I get it.
It is off-putting. I don't. It's not what I got on the show for.
Like, I'm just saying, you're talking about a white guy. They think dicks are funny. They think things that we don't care about all like that. They think that shit is funny, and they're going to add it to their.
Goddamn Maria Rambeau. Maria Moreau hasn't been in a form-fitting outfit since the pilot episode. And yet I'm looking at male ass cheek after male ass cheek. I'm looking at people entering male ass cheeks. If we just gonna do away with nudity, let's do away with it.
Spiders.
Let's just leave it alone, please. God Jesus. Yeah, the spider dude sneezing stuff out his butt. I'm like, okay. Okay. We get it. You think male booties are hilarious. Can we get back to the heroes?
Meanwhile, what's her name? Cricket grows, and she's like...
And she get to cover herself up, right? I'm like, okay, so what are we doing here?
Yeah, no, very interesting point. Any other thoughts on episodes 1 through 3 of
still very
season
early
2?
in the episode, in the season. I even think most of the preview stuff we got was just for the first 3 episodes. So we don't have any idea where we're going from here. I like that they involved Polarity's dad.
I like that too.
In this.
I think that guy is a good actor.
We're gonna. That's homeboy from Barbershop.
Save the Last Dance.
It wasn't Save the Last Dance too.
He's in both of those. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that he'll be a good addition. I was always wondering how they were going to work this thing without having either somebody from, The Boys with Billy and them involved, or some other adult, or some other older type of figure. So it looks like they've got their mentor in place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, side note, the Auntie Pam. Fuck you.
That shit was crazy.
Fuck you. You massacred your parents. She doesn't want to see you. So you mean to tell me that you was there while my parents was trying to get pregnant? You was there when they shot the Gen V up into my mama's uterus to make her have me.
Details.
You know every single last detail about how this happened to me, and you're still sitting up here talking about I did it to them, like I killed them on purpose. Like,
which is
come on,
crazy.
man.
You as a friend know more about this whole thing than you probably should, and yet you can't give her no bail.
Hey,
the child.
Playing the fuck out of crazy. Hey, have you seen Annabelle? No, I couldn't. I have no idea where she is. That's her room back there, you liar.
And then get mad when I went wandering. You're hiding a whole thing from me.
I think you should leave. I think you should defend yourself, is what I think. I think you should put your hands up and stop playing with me.
Her hands wouldn't do anything in that situation. Oh man, no. A decent episode 1 through 3, but like we said, we'll be here for more.
Sure, man. Tell us what you thought about episodes 1 through 3 of Gen V. We'll be doing weekly releases from now on, so come check us out. Again, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you come back for another one.
Absolutely. Make sure you check out our playlists full of Gen V and The Boys reviews from obviously previous episodes. And make sure you subscribe. We will be here for the rest of the season. Peace.